Alrighty guys, I'm Morthadon and we are back for Black Clover episode 36 and we have some crazy stuff going on. Sorry, 37. I'm an idiot. I was just God damn it. I always check to to make sure and I look at the episode that I already uploaded and everything and then I'm like, "Wait, hold on." And then I'm like, "Okay, I need to say 37." And then I accidentally say the episode that I just read. But yeah, 37. Okay. We have the whole fight between this, terrorist group, the Eye of the Midnight Sun, if I remember correctly, is their name. The Yami managed to, well, the Black Bulls, I will say, managed to take down Licht. Yami did a lot of work, but then Ghosh came in for the save, which ultimately finished him off by mirroring his own attack back at him. But yeah, now we have Yami on the ropes because we have the what are they called? Like the Three Eye coming in, and they are supposedly stronger than captains, each of them. But then we had three more captains show up, and we are about to see them go at it. So I am super excited for this episode. So let's just get in and see an awesome fight, see what these captains can do, see if they win, or if it just the fight goes on the whole episode and we don't know yet, but let's find out. So we're gonna start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, ba, na, na, na. Drink ye some water. Stay hydrated, guys. The third eye, yes, I got it right. Disloyal, despair, and hateful. Byaw. Yes. Yeah, they did. Oh, yes! I'm so excited. Uh... Interesting. Interesting. The episode title is The One With No Magic. It's just gonna be is Asta somehow gonna, help a lot here? Or, huh. Or is it referencing, maybe the captains are gonna be like, oh, it's you again, the one with no magic. You're wrapped up in another one of these events, I don't know. Do 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 do. I don't think they teased this in the opening either, do they? I noticed they showed the third eye in one shot. They were in the way back of the shot of the Eye of the Midnight Sun. But here, where the battle sequences are taking place, it doesn't show them showing up, so that's cool. Appreciate that show. Oh, we're back here. Oh, they're all worn out from their troubling day or night. Yes. That's Asta for you. Yep. He's experiencing some crazy shit there, Noel. Are we just gonna cut back to frickin' Noel every couple episodes? Oh no. They're both jealous of each other. Yeah. Alright. This freaking crazy praying mantis motherfucker. Jeez. I'm sorry, please spare me. I want to beat you at your strongest. Typical anime thought process. Are we all just gonna hear each of them talk shit? Silva isn't gonna talk shit, right? He's too cool for that. Yikes. Oh my god, she likes Yami! Oh my god. Oh my god. That's hilarious. Yeah, seriously. I was saying, that's so funny. I was basically saying that he's not gonna insult Yami, he's just gonna... I love how Yami's just like saying how cool he is, because I was saying he's too cool for that. Does that mean he actually does just do it himself? In front of the mirror like that? Alright. What are you doing, Asta? Shit. It is true. I have to agree with that. Okay, you don't have to be a dick about it, though. Alright. Enough talking. Let's go. Alright. They're kind of testing the waters, it seems. Damn. Just using all the insults relating to bugs. And since he's going for lick, she's gonna be pissed. Yep. Yep. Damn. That was a cool shot of him, though. Jeez. Oh my god. That's so funny. It's just like looking at it from the outside, it's just a fucking ball of light. A natural disaster. Yeah, I mean, he's keeping track of all of it. Oh. Uh-oh. What? What's the plan? Is he gonna, like, use spatial magic to warp him to Lick, maybe? Ah, getting into that. Huh. Oh, yeah, that's what it was! Oh, shit. Asta, maybe? Yes! Lick! I mean, sorry, shit, Asta! Damn it! Fuck words! Yup. Yup. It's just like what happened in the little dungeon thing. Oh! Nice! Damn! I wonder if the third eye is gonna have to retreat because of this. And maybe that's how this fight ends. Yeah. Now I know the episode title. So they just had no words. Durky durky. Uh-oh. What? Oh shit, sealing magic. Well, fuck. Shit. The Demon Slayer sword and the Demon Dweller sword? Is that what he said? Belong to the Master? Yeah, it's whoever they're trying to bring back with that stone tablet thing with the crystals being put in it. Oh shit. Jeez, he's just losing his mind. Yeah, it's not good. Federal. God damn it. We'll leave our limits in the dust. Probably not. Oh, they're just gonna peace out. Alright, so they're able to do the sealing magic. What? Alright. And that guy's able to, like, copy magic, so he's able to do the spatial stuff. We know that now. Alright, damn. Creepy. Even while I take a poopy. This guy and his damn tongue. Wow. Alright, so they're at each other's throats every now and then, but they have some kind of mutual respect there too, I guess. Yosha! It was great. Friggin', so pretty much Yami and Asta are the ones that ended it in a way. Like, obviously all the guys weren't defeated, but... Yami. Oh no, I insulted him again. Yeah, keeping her outward appearance, but her internal thoughts. Just repeating the same shit. Oh? Oh my god. Yep. I'm pretty sure I've been useful this whole time. Ooh. Huh. Silva's a little more intrigued now. I didn't get a good look at... Oh, I think it was the slime chick that was in one of the other vats, right? And probably the spatial magic. Is that their, like, little healing vats they put them in? Lick's true identity. We know that Lick is, like, using magic from some old group that were, like, killed because of their magic or whatever. But is there an even more secret identity to that? Alright. That's it. That was great. I'm a little bit disappointed we didn't get to see more, like, badass fight animation from the three captains that showed up and get to really see what they can do. They kind of just showed up and swung their magic, their, like, basic magic around a little bit, like what's he called? Praying Mantis. The Praying Mantis guy, he had his, like, blades on his shoulders, and we just saw him, like, swipe a couple times, you know? And it looked strong. It was, like, cutting through the earth and stuff, but we didn't really see any, like, really good, like, choreography or, like, anything more from him. Same with Charlotte, who just threw her vines all around, all over the place, and the other guy dodged. That's all we really saw. And then Silva just kind of had his, like, I guess I thought it was water, but apparently it's mercury. And he was just flinging that at her, and she was burning it away. And that's all we really saw. But alrighty, so that's probably going to be it, unless there's after... Okay, nope. Alrighty, guys, so that's the end of episode 37. But yeah, to continue what I was saying, what we saw was cool. I liked seeing them just do some of their generic attacks, but we didn't really get to see them go all out like Yami did, you know? And I mean, I'm okay with that, because honestly, I didn't even expect this to happen. Like, I kind of thought the third eye was going to come in and take Licked away and leave immediately. I didn't think they were going to, like, try to stay and fight Yami and stuff. But they stayed, and then, you know, the captains showed up, which was already subverting my expectations, so anything I saw after that was just bonus. But it makes sense that, like, I knew that this incident wasn't going to be the end of the third eye, you know? Like, it's not going to be the end of them until whatever thing they're trying to bring back, what they call Master, is brought back, you know? I imagine that's going to happen. Or it's going to be, like, anticlimactic if it doesn't, especially after this episode with some extra reveals, you know? But, so I kind of knew at one point they're going to run. It was just a matter of, like, when are they going to run, you know? And you know, obviously I didn't think they were going to win and kill everybody there, so, like, Yami and the other three captains, Asta, Gauche, and Finral, and all them, you know, I didn't think that that they were all gonna die, so that way that story could continue, of course. But so that's why I figured they were just gonna run at some point. But it was really cool the way they had it happen, because they wanted, like, Yami was able to, or I guess Finral was able to do one more teleport, and Yami just charged right in as a distraction, and, like, Yami predicted that Licht would predict that Yami would do that, and so then he sent Asta in as well, and it actually really goes to show Asta's prowess in fighting, you know? Like, we've always seen him do good when it comes to combat. He's not, like, the brightest in just, like, the general sense, you know? But he's always come up with very clever ideas to utilize what power he has, and now he's learning this key thing he just learned during this battle, and he was able to use it to find Licht through the smoke of the other battle, like, that they said would be, like, impossible to find him. But Yami said he used key, so that means Asta, who just learned this key stuff, was able to use it that effectively in order to get in there and get that hit off. And I like how Yami was able to get another hit off as well. But it's a very clever idea that, like, it wasn't that Licht got backed into a corner, so now I'm gonna release my true power, you know? It was that Asta's anti-magic sword hit him and released the seal that wasn't even supposed to be released here. And I thought that was a very clever use of, like, the trope of the bad guy suddenly powering up, you know? Where usually it's just now I'm gonna go all out, even though I was just defeated a second ago, you know? And it was, like, using that, but in a logical way that made a lot of sense. So I thought that was, like, a really cool turn of events. So I definitely enjoyed that. And, like, it was real quick, but the animation was really smooth when Asta was taking his swing. I liked that, too. But, obviously, we can't go too long without talking about the grimoire and the swords that are meant to be their masters. But I want to try and get to that point where he's talking about that shit. Yeah, why do you have that grimoire? I want to hear the name of the swords again. Because one was Demon Slayer, I think, yeah, have the Demon Slayer sword and the Demon Dweller sword. Okay, I read it right. Okay. Interesting. And they belong to both of those swords, which, it's crazy that Asta found both of them, right? Because his main sword he got from his grimoire, and then the newer sword he got from that dungeon just randomly. Like, it's so crazy that this one person found both of these, like, legendary swords and is, like, wielding them. What else does he say? Those swords belong to the master. Yeah, okay, I knew that. Alright. Yeah, I think I read the rest. I just wanted to... I assumed that it said Dweller, but I didn't quite read it fast enough, so I wanted to make sure I got the name right. So yeah, so Asta has... Did he say the grimoire, too? Like, I don't know if he means the grimoire as well. At least the two swords belong to the master. I'm not sure if the grimoire belongs to the master as well, because he said, why do you have that grimoire and the Demon Slayer sword and the Demon Dweller sword? Those belong to the master. He could be meaning all three, the grimoire and the swords. I mean, I guess one of the swords is kind of tied to the grimoire, so it would make sense if the grimoire was that too, unless, like, you can, kind of like how Asta found the second sword and it created, like, a new spell in his grimoire to be able to pull it out. Maybe that's how it could be for the other sword, too. If you just found the sword, it could, like, add a spell to your grimoire, so maybe it's not the grimoire. I don't know. Either way, it's very, very interesting. I wonder who this master is. And I had assumed that the master might be like, a demon, you know? Like, they always talk about how the first Wizard King took down that giant demon. I thought maybe it could be something like that, you know? Sealed away, or maybe it is even that first one that we see could be the one sealed away. But if that was the case, that thing is enormous, so I'm starting to doubt my theory. That thing is enormous, and I don't see how it would wield those two swords, because even though those swords are big in comparison to Asta, in comparison to that giant monster that was like the size of a city, I don't think he'd be wielding those weapons, unless the weapons adjust their size to the wielder, and they'd be a lot bigger in a giant demon's hands or something. But that's just a random ass theory that I just came up with. But I had always thought that it was going to be some kind of demon that they were bringing back with that stone tablet, the thing they call Master. But maybe it's just a person, you know, that's like sealed away. But I guess that's something that we find out later. But that's so interesting. I wonder if there is going to be like an underlying like fate kind of thing that's going on here, where like fate has driven us to the point where this demon is going to be awakened, but on the hero side we have Asta, who has stumbled across this grimoire, stumbled across another one of the swords, and is, you know, able to slay this demon with those weapons, you know, and this is all like part of his journey, it's his destiny or something. I wonder if we're going to go with that route, or if it's going to stay coincidence, because, you know, a lot of shows kind of do that, where you see like a bunch of coincidences stacking up early on, and some shows will draw all those coincidences connected and tie them to one thing, like Destiny, but then there's also other shows where they'll just be coincidences, you know, like anime tropes, where like, of course the main protagonist is gonna have this weapon that, you know, belonged to the main antagonist. It's just coincidence, you know. But yeah, obviously don't answer this question, I don't want to know, but I am a little curious, like, if the Master is a season-ending bad guy, or if it's something that we're gonna see, like, because they're up to like 100 and crap ton of episodes for this show, so like, I feel like it might take too long if we're in like the 140s and still haven't dealt with like this Master, especially at the rate we're going, because like almost every event that's taken place has involved this Eye of the Midnight Sun. Not every single one, but almost every single one that we've seen since the start of the season, really, you know? And I'm wondering if, like, I feel like if that's the case, how many more interactions can we have with this Eye of the Midnight Sun before the Master becomes a problem and needs to be taken care of? Because it could get a little repetitive if we have, like, you know, just tons more encounters with these guys where you almost beat them and they run away, you know, until like the Master shows up. And I feel like 140 episodes or longer is too much. So I also wonder what other kind of arcs we could get into in this show if not for this arc, you know. But I have faith that the show will successfully, you know, stretch its story out but not make it boring, you know. I'm sure we'll have a lot of interesting stuff, so. But yeah, I guess we could talk about the beginning bit. It does get a little repetitive with Noelle's, like, we pan to Noelle, she's getting a little bit of an update, and then she's also, like, goes on a tangent about being jealous, or not jealous, but liking Asta, but refusing to admit it to herself, you know? Like, every time we see her, she, you know, someone tells her some stuff, and then she says, not like I'm worried about Asta, and blushes, you know? And it's like, I get it, she likes him, but, like, I feel like we don't need that to be in every scene of hers, because I felt like she, in the beginning, she had her own character development and her own story that I enjoyed following, but now, like, her entire story has become about following Asta and liking Asta, and I feel like she's starting to lose a bit of her, like, interesting character development of being from this noble family, having high magic power, but not being able to actually hit anything and stuff like that. And like, suffering at the hands of her family and stuff like that. And I really love those bits of the story, but yeah, it just feels like it's being overshadowed by this love she has for Asta. But then Rebecca, who we've only seen a little bit from her, but she is kind of worried that Noelle is the girl that Asta's chasing after, and worried that she doesn't, hold a candle to Noelle. I guess she thinks Noelle's... I mean, my assumption, based off what she said, is she thinks Noelle's prettier than her, I think. But I actually think Rebecca's prettier than Noelle. But anyway. But she's, obviously, like, snaps herself out of it, which I really liked. It was like, no, I have to worry about supporting Asta and everybody else when they return. I can't just, like, let this control me, So I did appreciate that bit, but yeah, I mean, other than that, it's interesting that Charlotte likes Yami, but can't help but just talk shit to him, and she can never tell him the truth. I wonder how long she's liked him, But that's kind of like an adorable character trait that we see from her. Once again, it's having to do with another, like, a romance, and unfortunately, I feel like shonens really suffer from this a lot of the times, is the female characters are just, like, all obsessed with relationships and stuff, You saw it in, like, old Naruto, with basically all the females characters have an obsession with some guy, whether it be Sasuke with the majority of it, or Hinata with Naruto and stuff like that. And then even, like, My Hero Academia is an amazing show, but I think My Hero Academia does it fine, but in the recent seasons, it's really started to push that connection between a couple of the characters, and the girl character has it on her mind a lot, and stuff like that. But I feel like that's just like a trope of shonens, is that the female characters just, instead of being badass, have to focus their attention on boys, and sometimes I wish it was, I like having the badass characters, and obviously I'm not saying every single girl, because, like, Tsunade in Naruto was amazing. She was a badass and awesome. And obviously there's these girls in MHA that are friggin' badass and don't just, have boys on the mind, and all that. And even, like, I'm trying to think. I was trying to think about Black Clover, if we really have any, like, really badass characters that don't really have, like, their life revolve around guys. The only one I can think about is Sister Lily, but she's badass for different reasons, not like, strength-wise, but anyway. What I was gonna say about that before I got diverted was, I do like seeing a little bit of, like, personality traits from these captains, because I felt like the captains, when we met them before, they were a little bit, like, monotone, like we had, when Charlotte first showed up, she was always talking with her little, like, underling, who, like, someone part of her group, and kept saying sis, and she's like, I'm not your sis, call me captain. And that was, like, all she would say, I'm not your sis, call me captain, over and over again. And it was like, alright, well, I have no enjoyment of this character because they just don't have any character right now, So I like seeing some development like that from her. Seeing, like, the praying mantis guy, we got a little bit from him. He wants to fight Yami. He has some kind of grudge against him, but he doesn't want to fight him when he's weak. He wants to fight him at his strongest, because otherwise it's meaningless. So he kind of has that typical, like, anime attitude of, like, I want to fight strong people, but if they're weakened right now, that wouldn't be a victory, so I want to wait till they get better so I can fight them when they're at their peak, And then Silva is still kind of that typical, like, oh, royalty is everything and anyone else is trash kind of attitude, but he did have a little bit of curiosity in the in the Black Bulls and Asta, and kind of like how Charlotte was even saying, like, like her internal dialogue was like, I can't believe you were able to hold off all three of them and like survive till we got here, you know. So they're kind of like, I think they're all like secretly respecting Yami, but they just can't say it out loud because they all compete with each other, you know. But yeah, I enjoyed the episode. All that stuff was great. I'm really looking forward to I guess some aftermath stuff. I'm curious what the aftermath of this is going to be like. Is there going to be any kind of like promotion for saving all these kids and all the work that these guys have done, or maybe just some golden stars or something? But I think I'm really interested in just seeing like Asta heal and then maybe start really training with the key. I would love to kind of have more perspective on what this key is. Like, it's kind of tropey from other animes, but I'd like it when Asta's using his key to sense stuff. It would be cool if like everything faded out and it just showed us what he was sensing. I think that could visually be a really good way to show us what he's doing, because right now it's just like, okay, he's using ki to sense attacks and sense everything, but like, how does that work? What does that look like for him? How difficult is it for him to navigate and see? Like, how much of a hold does he have on it? Because it's not something physical we've seen yet, at least even in like the camera work or visuals. It was just like we see the effect of what he's doing, but not the cause of it, if that makes sense. So like, you know, he was able to sense the magic coming at him through like the teleporter, or through the like warp gate thingies before, and he was able to stop them. But what did that look like when he was sensing them? Or what did it look like here when he was using ki to travel through the smoke to find Licht, you know? So like, it's gonna be interesting if they manage to find a way to show us that in the animation. I imagine they will eventually. But I guess one more thing that I had that I didn't talk about was I really love the people's reactions. Like, it's the second time we've seen it, but it's the second time that Asta has like gone through smoke, some kind of smoke screen, and hit a guy with his giant sword, and they couldn't tell he was there because he doesn't have magic. And I feel like, obviously, that's Asta's greatest hindrance, but it also might end up being his, you know, greatest strength too, is that people just can't sense him coming because he doesn't have magic. Everyone's so focused on sensing magic because someone without magic is just, they don't think about it, because so many like, everyone has magic in this world that we've seen. So, but I thought that was really cool. That was just the last thing I wanted to talk about, because I didn't really like bring it up at all, but their reactions was awesome. And even like the captains were like, you just stole the thunder, you know, and all that. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. And check out my Patreon, where I'm a few episodes ahead if you want to see more on there and support me. I appreciate it. I also have Patreon exclusives on there and Patreon rewatches, where I've rewatched a couple shows now. And I also the exclusives are, I'm watching The Boys, which is my first live action show, and Soul Eater on there at the moment. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my future reactions. Bye bye.